This is Sister Sajdah Muhammad. We are proud to announce that the Sajdah House commemorative Elijah coins are finally here. As we renovate and restore the former home of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, we have recycled the old copper gutters and downspouts and created a 1 ounce 39 millimeter coin made of 100% pure copper. Each coin is professionally graded and has its own barcode and registration number. This priceless heirloom, made from recycled copper from the messenger's home, is now available at sajdahhouse.com.
You belong to yourself. You're an independent people, created from the nation of free people.
Yes, sir.
You don't need to go nowhere but to yourself.
Yes, sir.
So the challenge is an education that enlivens us to do business. Business is the activity of life itself. Every creature is born with the inherent ability to attract out of this material earth what it needs to perpetuate its species.
Happiness is a power. Happiness is an energy. Happiness is a strength. Happy people live longer. It's a fact. Happy people have longer quality relationships. Happiness is a power. But some people think sophistication is being in a place where you're pessimistic about everything or skeptical. Listen, when people say to me, I'm skeptical, I'm pessimistic, I'll say, let's be honest, you're gutless. It takes no courage to be skeptical. It takes no courage to be pessimistic. It takes no courage to be a critic. It takes courage to put your ass on the line and be willing to do something where you could be disappointed, or where people could reject you, or it could not work out. People that have no guts practice pessimism, discouragement, frustration, anger, resentment, attack others. They're the critics, because they'll never put themselves on the line, so they'll never experience the depth of joy and love and pride that only you can earn with yourself. People can tell you you're beautiful and perfect your whole life, and you can feel like you're not. Because the only way you get self-esteem is esteem for yourself is you earn it. And you earn it by doing difficult things that you know are incredibly difficult. No one else has to know, you know, and you push through it. And you become more, or you give more, or you experience more. And that gives you inner pride. What you focus on is what you feed, and what you feed is how you live.
Welcome to the Sajdah Saturday Morning Coffee Talk. This is where we talk about life, love, and business. This is one of those mornings I didn't feel like turning the lights on. So we're dealing with whatever sunlight is coming through as the sun rises. As I woke up, I was sleepy. I don't know about y'all. But anyway, Assalamu alaikum and Ramadan Mubarak for those of you who are fasting. Peace and blessings for those of you who don't know what Assalamu alaikum, or that's not your language. It just simply means peace be unto you. And no matter what we go through in life, what we want at the end of the day is to have peace as we're going through it, or peace as a result of it. So yes, Ramadan Kareem to those of you in the chat. Wa alaikum salam. Welcome, welcome. I played that clip from Tony Robbins because, for one, I love Tony. And I'm one of these persons that I have my spiritual base and my spiritual foundation. And then I love to seek tools and knowledge and people that help me to go stronger and deeper into my faith. So Tony is one of those persons. I love going to his workshops and to his speeches because he just helps me clear out some clutter so that I can better practice my faith. So I love it. And tools are very important. Some people use different things that they use as a tool to help to strengthen their faith, to help them to have better relationships with one another, to help clear out some of the clutter and that kind of thing. So, Tony was talking about difficulty and how it takes courage to not be pessimistic. It takes courage to not be negative. It takes courage to decide that you're going to be positive no matter what. That takes courage. And that's an important thing. That's the reason why setting your goals so high and doing things that are bigger than what you actually know how to do at the time that you decide that you want to do them, those goals help you. Because what they help you to do is they help you to get closer to Allah. I talk about this on every course that I teach, every show on this channel. I'm always talking about moving past your blind spots. Moving past your blind spots so that you can see more clearly. What I want to do, and I want to, because sometimes when we first hear things, we don't really pay attention. So I want to show this Tony Robbins video one more again, because I really want you to settle down and listen. Listen with your heart and listen with your body and pay attention to what it's saying, because a lot of us practice these things, pessimism, distrust, negativity, and we don't realize that the reason we're like that in most cases is either because we're afraid and or we're stuck in that mode where we just want to be safe. And so to trust someone means that you got to feel a little bit unsafe. To love someone means that you got to feel a little bit unsafe, So I think that it's important that we play it again so you can hear it again and listen with your body. It's quick. It's only 1 minute and 30 seconds, but let's play it one more time. Y'all with that? Let me know in the chat. All right, here we go. One more time. This time, listen with your body. Listen with the back of your mind. Don't be cerebral with it, trying to look and dissect, and don't start thinking like, why is she playing this person? And what is this? And who? No. Listen to the words.
Happiness is a power. Happiness is an energy. Happiness is a strength. Happy people live longer. It's a fact. Happy people have longer quality relationships. Happiness is a power. But some people think sophistication is being in a place where you're pessimistic about everything or skeptical. Listen, when people say to me, I'm skeptical, I'm pessimistic, I'll say, let's be honest, you're gutless. It takes no courage to be skeptical. It takes no courage to be pessimistic. It takes no courage to be a critic. It takes courage to put your ass on the line and be willing to do something where you could be disappointed, or where people could reject you, or it could not work out. People that have no guts practice pessimism, discouragement, frustration, anger, resentment, attack others. They're the critics, because they'll never put themselves on the line, so they'll never experience the depth of joy and love and pride that only you can earn with yourself. People can tell you you're beautiful and perfect your whole life, and you can feel like you're not. Because the only way you get self-esteem is esteem for yourself is you earn it. And you earn it by doing difficult things that you know are incredibly difficult. No one else has to know, you know, and you push through it. And you become more, or you give more, or you experience more. And that gives you inner pride. What you focus on is what you feed. And what you feed is how you live.
Did y'all hear that? You earn your own self-esteem by doing what? By doing things that are difficulty, by overcoming difficulties. That's a whole study guide. By overcoming difficulties, by doing things that are different, or maybe where people think that you couldn't do. You earn your certainty, your self-certainty, your self-esteem when you can accomplish those things. So when you're there and someone's saying something to you, see, when you don't have a lot of courage, a lot of self-esteem, or your esteem of yourself is low, then somebody sit in front of you say, you know what, I don't know about this. This is really difficult. You probably shouldn't do it. I don't know. I heard about the last person that opened a business in that spot. They closed down, or everybody that went into that business that I know of, they got in trouble. It was hard for them. And people just start giving you all of this stuff. It impacts you if your self-esteem is low. Why is your self-esteem low? Because so low oftentimes is because you've always run away from anything that was difficult, anything that seemed like it was going to challenge you. You didn't want to trust anybody. You didn't want to care about anybody. You didn't want to love anybody. So you stayed in your little cocoon and you stayed safe. But when you've overcome odds, insurmountable odds, when you make it up that stony side of the mountain, when you do that, then you have a certain level of self-esteem that is unshaken, because you know that you could not have gotten through what you came through if it wasn't for Almighty God being with you. And you knew you had to rely on him. You knew you got through something where you had to think. You knew it. And so when you sat there and that person told you, I don't know if this is a good idea, it didn't really matter to you, because you've already been to a place and bought some of your self-esteem. See, it's bought and paid for. I tell a joke when people say, well, what made you start the whole Mind of an Entrepreneur series? I said, because I was buying my certainty as I went along. And my certainty was really expensive. And so all this expensive certainty and self-esteem that I had to go and buy, I said, I'm going to share this, because I made a huge investment in myself by doing a lot of things from a very young age that other people didn't think I should do, that didn't think would be successful, that most people ran away from. And then I just kept getting blessed, and I kept putting one foot in front of the other, going to the next level, dealing with blind spots, being uncertain. And then I start buying back, or buying some of my certainty. I paid for it. So no one's going to tell me that I can't share what I bought with you. So that's why we have the Mo Today series on Black Muslim businesses. That's why we've had the Mind of an Entrepreneur show since 2009. That's why we have the Sajdah Saturday morning coffee talks. That's why we have the Thursday night Mo Today manifestation series, because I'm sharing with you what I bought and paid for. I couldn't ask for anything differently. It was like Allah put me in the face of certain situations, and I'm like, what? This? All right. Let me go buy some more certainty. And what does that certainty do? That certainty gives me a laser focus. So if I'm laser focused on something and I'm certain that I can do something, what are the chances that I can actually execute on it and make it happen? It's going to be much higher than the person who's pessimistic, much higher than the person who's negative. See, when people are negative and doubtful, and it's interesting because we use this incredible deceptive intelligence. That's a phrase that came from one of the minister's lectures. We use deceptive intelligence to mask our fears. So we get sarcastic, and we say, well, why am I so sarcastic? Well, it's because you're afraid, or you don't have a lot of self-esteem. So you just say, well, I don't trust nobody. I don't trust her. I don't trust him. Okay. You got to trust somebody in life. You trust that grocery store you're going to get that food from. You trust that car that you're getting in and hope that it's going to help you make it down the road. You trust that plane you just got on. You trust the pilot. You trust the conductor. Oh, you trust people. But it's fear. See, overcome those fears. Buy back some of your certainty. Buy back some of your self-esteem. Buy your self-esteem by going through experiences and allowing yourself to face fear. So whenever you see somebody and they're kind of ugly, kind of nasty, they try to act like they real smart by being really negative, by always being the one to play devil's advocate. See, if you don't take a chance, you'll never get anywhere. If you don't take a chance on love, you won't have the love of your life in your life. If you don't take a chance on being happy, you'll never be happy. If you don't take a chance on trusting, you'll never do anything. You won't even go out of the house. You just won't. So you have to take a chance. And when you, like I said, when you see these people, you have to learn how to identify them. Because a lot of people just aren't being negative just to be negative. It's because they're scared. They're talking about that negative thing over and over again because they're afraid that it's going to happen to them. But what are you doing when you're doing that negative thing over and over again? What are you doing when you're putting so much energy into being pessimistic that you want to make it seem like you're so smart and you come up with all this negative stuff and you're always bringing up people's negative past? Or what are you doing to yourself when you put that kind of passion into negativity that you think you're aiming at somebody else? Because see, all you're doing is giving them an opportunity to buy some self-esteem by enduring your negative crap. And what are you doing to yourself? You're just ensuring that you're going to live in this type of negative environment. You're ensuring that. You're setting up the mental condition that will make sure that you don't progress. If you haven't, look, let me tell you this. I've been in plenty of companies and organizations, and I'm a really good organizational read. I say that because I've had to do it so much. I've had to go into companies and read the organization through, whether it was sitting at a board. Sometimes, you just might have to go there and assess the tone at the top of the organization. And so I've read a lot of organizations, and every organization that I've ever seen that has management or a board of directors or advisors, or sometimes you meet with all the executives or a sales team where you have a lot of negativity, you got a lot of fake positivity, meaning where people are always being the devil's advocate. They're always challenging one another. Things are siloed, and this group is over here and they're focused on what they want to focus on, and they're negative about everybody else. Anytime I've seen those types of organizations that are dominated with that kind of pessimism and fear and distrust, they more than likely are not successful organizations. How do you define a successful organization? A successful organization is how well and effectively do you make things happen? How well and effectively do you deliver the goods and services that your company offers into your community? How effectively can you do that? Can you take an idea as an organization and manifest it and execute on it and make it successful? Do you have ongoing success in your business or your organization? All you got to do is look at that. If you don't see that, then you got some issues with people as a whole, as a body, as a collective. There's some self-esteem issues, and you need to step out on a limb so that you can buy some of your certainty. Because what happens in companies, you have these mission statements, you have these theories, you have these concepts that they say that they want to follow. And the first thing a lot of times when I go in, the company will give me their mission statement, their goals, or the department will give me the department goals and the deliverables and the expectations from upper management, whether it's the owner, the CEO, or whatever, or the executive team. And they give you all of that. And so there's a lot of pontification and about those goals, those expectations, and what to do. Some people govern by the converse, by the negative. So oftentimes the leadership will give the directors and the vice presidents rules, and they'll say, if you don't follow these rules, here's a list of what can happen to you. Here's what you can and cannot do. And a lot of people lead from the can and cannot do list. So they come into every situation with the can and cannot do list in their holster. And they're ready to fire that gun and pull it out of the holster with the, no, you can't do this. You can't do that. You better not do this. If you do this, oh no, we can't do that. And so those are usually your unsuccessful organizations. So when I go into an organization and I'm coaching an organization, I switch them around from the can and cannot do list to the expectation list and to the what can we do list, and how positive can we be, and how much courage can we exercise so that we buy back some of our certainty as an organization. Because see, your subconscious mind knows. In the back of your mind, when you're sitting in your cubicle, or you're sitting in the team meetings that you're having, you know that this organization ain't gonna get nothing done. You sitting there going, I don't even know why we here. You get to the point where part of your day is just attending these meetings. You don't contribute anything tangible. You just kind of go along with whatever the social culture is in the organization. We speak negativity or whatever language we speak. You do that, and then you get up and go back to your desk, or you turn off your Zoom and you go on and do what you got to do. You're not really sincere about it. You think you are. It's deceptive intelligence. You think you are, but the reason why you're not is because you're scared. You're scared as an organization, and you're scared as an individual. So what I encourage these organizations to do is take micro goals. Have some courage about those micro goals. And start to buy some of your certainty. Start to buy some of your esteem as an organization. Start to buy some of that back by doing things that are difficult, by doing things that are a little bit challenging, by doing things that scare you. If you don't have certain goals on your goal sheet or on your vision board or wherever it is that you keep your goals, if you don't have certain goals that actually scare you, then you ain't got big enough goals. You should have at least one or two. I think most of my goals are goals that scare me. But you should have one or two at least that scare you. Why do they scare you? Because you don't really know how you're going to do it. You don't really know what life is going to look like after you do it. It's a little scary. But it allows you to work through that process of getting closer to Allah, being a happier person. See, you can really genuinely be happy when you know you've overcome something that most people don't overcome, or that maybe other people thought you couldn't overcome, or that maybe you yourself thought you couldn't make it through. You can be genuinely happy. Sometimes I'm walking around the house and my jaws get tired because I'm smiling so much about what I'm thinking about or what I'm looking at. Sometimes I just go in my head and I'm thinking positively and I'm visualizing positively. I'm seeing certain things. I'm seeing what I want, what I work on. I do it so much that sometimes when I'm engaging with other people, those images pop up and I have to catch myself and make myself snap out of it. But you have to have courage. That goes for our personal lives. We're not just talking about organizations. Have the courage to be positive. Have the courage to love someone. Have the courage to say, you know what? I'm not happy. And I need to do what I got to do to make myself happy. Because this negative and pessimistic lifestyle that I'm living is not going to be of service to anybody. People say, oh, I'm going to stay unhappy because of my children. Think about that. No, I don't want to do anything because of my children. So you're going to stay unhappy because of your children? What kind of snowball effect of negativity are you creating? You're teaching them that being negative and being unhappy is okay, and that's how you live your life. So you're teaching them, and children mimic us. You're teaching them that the vibrational level that you're practicing at that low level is where they should live. What about teaching them to have courage? What about giving the example of somebody who steps outside of the box, who takes a chance to do something that maybe other people thought they shouldn't do? See, for me, having happiness and having sanity and being certain and being in a position where I can love and be loved means more to me than saving face with you. So that's what you got to think about. You know why? Because I know that living that kind of life gives me a fertile ground for any and everything. And at the end of the day, my primary goal is to love Allah and be with Allah and know that Allah is flowing through me. And he can't come through that negative, pessimistic vessel. I mean, he can, but then you just be the tool that helps somebody else buy their certainty. You can just decide what side of the coin you want to be on. I won't even say that Allah can't come through you. He can come through you if you're the negative, meanest, ugliest person on the planet. He may say, let me use this mean, ugly, negative, pessimistic person to help Sister Sajdah buy some more self-esteem, to let her buy some more certainty, to let her become rich and wealthy in the certainty department. So I'm going to have this person be really mean and surly towards her. I'm going to have this person be really negative towards her because I know my daughter's going to buy some of her certainty back because she's going to get through this. That's how we have to think. That's how we have to think. We have to think about, what do I need to do to create the mental conditions that I need in order to express myself in the best way possible? How do you express yourself? Whether it's how you look, whether it's what you accomplish, whether it's how you move through the world. These are the ways I express myself. How I move through the world, how I interact with people. You won't generally find anybody, Black, white, Asian, any persuasion, any orientation that will say to you, you know, Wendy was really mean to me, or Sajdah was really mean to me. She really dogged me. I just don't function like that. Now, if you need to get told, I can get you told. But that's just not, it's just not where I am. And so, because at the end of the day, what I want reflecting back to me is what I want. So I want happiness. I want love, money, good homes, friendships, all walks of life, happier, healthier, wealthier, experiencing more love. So I try to give that. If I can put somebody in front of checks, I do that. If I can put somebody in a situation where I can put them on by giving them information. Anybody that knows me knows that's how I am. You call me up, and if I can help you, I will help you. If I can introduce you to somebody, if I can encourage you, if I can help by pulling out your strengths and showing you how you're doing so well, whatever way that I can assist, that's what I do. You won't come to me and hear me saying negative things about you. You won't come to me and hear me being pessimistic or mean towards you. I'm going to point out if you're doing something that's not helping you along the road. I'm going to say, you know what? I don't know if that's helping, or I don't know if that makes sense. Or if you get too negative, then I'll just cut you off. But I'm not going to break somebody down and try to hurt them. I'm not even going to I want you to be better than me. I want to see you soar. So I'm not even going to try to hold you back if you end up doing something better than me. Let's say you make berets. I don't make berets, but let's say I made berets and you make them. And then if I can show you where to get the fabric from and how to do this understitching, and you end up making them better than me, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because I know the blessings that are coming to me for being that type of fertile ground and that kind of fertile mental condition for you. So there's no fear in someone being quote unquote better than you. If you can guide someone to better self-esteem, to their certainty, to where they feel comfortable, why not do it? Because tearing somebody down, trying to hurt somebody, trying to make sure that they don't get what they want and get where they're trying to go, being manipulative, running game, trying to be in control, all it does is backfire on you, because you can't really impact anyone unless they allow you. And I would tell you, I'm the kind of person, you're not going to negatively impact me, because in your negativity, in your attitude, in your discouragement, in all of the way you do it, no matter what level of deceptive intelligence you try to do it, you just helping me buy back or buy some more certainty. So at the end of the day, you're helping me get wealthy. So thank you. Let's see what we got going on in the chat. Someone said, hello, beautiful. Hello. A woman's strength. Heavy says, good to see. Okay, yes. That's Aletha speaking to somebody. Okay. There's a woman's strength on here. There's Brother Lamont, Sister Aletha. Sister Aletha's always our social administrator. She's good at that. She's always like making sure everybody's good. They're straight in the chat. So welcome everyone. How many of you all came Thursday for the Mo Today Manifestation Series? Were you on there? Did you check it out? I hope you did. We did a little Q&A and a little comment section. We're going to be back on the book this week. I think we're on part 15. So we'll be on part 15. Make sure you either listen to it on YouTube. That's part 15 from the Master Key System book written by Charles F. Hannell. We'll be on that this Thursday. This Wednesday on the Mo Today Manifestation Series, I'm not sure who our guest is. We'll check with Sister Rahima and see who she got lined up for us. But that's going to be an exciting show. It's always an exciting show. And if she doesn't have a guest lined up, there's always some mental strategy principle that I can bring to us and we can have a chat about it. When I first started the Mind of an Entrepreneur show, I was so afraid to be on camera by myself that I always had a guest on. And there were a couple of times where my guest either backed out or wasn't there, and I had to go out by myself. And that started to happen enough as the show started to grow that people would get mad when I had a guest. And they would do the opposite. And so over the years, what I started to do was to just come out and talk about what I had learned and how I invested in myself and some of these mental strategies. Because what I found as I was navigating the business world and really just navigating life is that I'm like, man, somebody put me on game. Don't sit here and watch me go through this stuff. Tell me what I should be doing. Give me some advice, because that's what a lot of people need. You have all these people that create these, different platforms, and there's something for everybody. When people create these different platforms and, excuse me, can't get no water. Ramadan Mubarak. People who create these different platforms, and a lot of times they're telling you what's wrong with you. So they're always throwing the effect up in your face and saying to you, this is what you do. This is how you are. Black people are like this. White people are like that. So-and-so is like this. Women are like this. Men are like that. But they're not giving you the cause of the problem, and they're not giving you solution options. And that's what I wanted to do. I said, I want to give people mental strategies. I want to tell them how to focus, because what I found as I was moving through the business world and, meeting with different companies and all of this kind of stuff, what I realized was that a lot of people don't know this stuff. I'd be sitting there, folks don't know this. So while they out here struggling with their business and they lecturing and talking and saying, oh, this is like this and that is like that, it ain't really like that. So what we need is truth, because what we're talking about in a lot of cases is not true. So if you believe something that's not true, then you're doing all of your life calculations on that untrue statement. And I found that most prevalent in the world of business. Or even if it's not necessarily something that's not totally true, it could be something that in essence is just maybe one-sided. In many cases, you all remember this in life, there's layers to things, there's levels to things. There are most issues are multifactorial. And a lot of times 2, 3, or 4 things can be true at one time. And some things are circumstantial. So, kind of removing some of that mystery was my idea. So mental strategies to help us navigate the world of business. But anyway, so check those out. They'll all be here, inshallah, on the Sajdah Wendy Muhammad YouTube page. Make sure you like and subscribe to the page. And that way you'll get updates when we set up a new show and things are coming out. But right now, y'all already know Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. That's how it goes down. And I have another show that we're going to be doing on, it's called The Polished Professional with Sister Lizette, the etiquette coach. We're going to have that show coming up, and we'll post the flyer. I got some work to do because I got to review the flyer, and we'll get ready to get that posted and out there, because that's important too, right? Because a lot of what I was able, making myself a note, what I was able to do in terms of my travels around the world was use the basis of behavior, of a behavioral structure that I was given as a Muslim in the Nation of Islam, and transform that into the world of business, into relationships. And it has been extremely successful for me. Any time where I didn't experience success, whenever I went back to it, it was because I had some form of deviation from those foundational behaviors. And so I want to put that in a class format where you all can come and ask questions about how to conduct yourself in business, email etiquette, text messaging etiquette, telephone etiquette, dining etiquette, meeting etiquette, certain money etiquette, negotiation etiquette. I did a whole series on the Mind of an Entrepreneur show. I think it's on my Spotify or Apple. My podcasts are out there as well, on negotiations. Even if you go to my IG, there's a link in the bio here as well, and you can see past episodes of the Mind of an Entrepreneur show. Those are audio shows from the syndicated radio show that I was on. And we did a whole series on negotiating and how to negotiate, how to deal with vendors. There's etiquette on how to deal with vendors, etiquette on how to handle yourself in negotiations. There's etiquette and conduct rules on how to handle somebody who's extra negative. Do you jump over the table and throw a glass in their face and beat them down? You might want to, but that's not really always the way to handle it. But there's conduct. There's a way to teach people how to treat you as a business professional. And so we're going to have those classes coming up very soon. So walaikum salam and Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan Mubarak, walaikum salam, assalamu alaikum. Okay. So peace and blessings, family. Make sure you like and subscribe to the page. Whatever you do, y'all got paid yesterday, please get your commemorative Elijah coin. Go to sajdahhouse.com. Support the renovation and restoration of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad House. It is a house museum in the great city of Chicago. And we're excited about it. And we're excited about the fact that we are now on the National Historic Registry. Okay, so peace and blessings, family, and I hope to see you all soon. Please get your commemorative Elijah coin, or you can always make a donation. I know a lot of you have been doing that. I really, really appreciate that. I don't care if it's $1, $5, $10, $10,000, $100,000, but make a donation, and you can do that via Cash App, $Mo today. And that's just for the show. Some of these administrative things, our new fancy format that costs a certain amount of money each month. It just kind of helps us keep going so that I can continue to bring to you some of the rewards that I've received in the business world. I want to be able to share that with you. And also make sure you join the Sajdah Circle of Winners. You can text "do for self." You see it scrolling across the screen here. Sajdah Circle of Winners. You text "do for self" to 855-574-9099. Look, y'all, the fast is going well, and it's going very quickly, right? We're looking up, and what are we in? Day 21, 22? I think it might be day 22. All right. Peace and blessings, family. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us here this morning. Please make it a great and happy Saturday. Make sure you go out and do something nice for someone. Do something nice for someone. You started your day off beautifully and nice, I hope. Go out and share that with someone else. Always remember to share your blessings and share your rewards with people, your family, and your friends. All right. Peace and blessings, family. Get that commemorative Elijah coin. Wait a minute. I see 2 more comments. Okay. Thank you all, family. Peace and blessings.